So we're here with Mick Billing, the CEO of Thor Mining here in London, where the company has just finished its annual general meeting. Mick, thank you for talking to us.
G'day Mark, nice to talk to you.
How was the AGM this morning?
It was pretty upbeat, Mark. We've had a number of AGMs over the years where struggled to see more than one or two shareholders turn up. This time there was a much bigger crowd, and they appear to be pretty happy with what's happening with the company and where we are at the moment. There's still a long way to go, of course, but the support we had from shareholders today was great.
Do you think the volume of people that turned up today is testament to the progress in the company?
I think it must be. I'm sure they're not there to just because of my smiling face was here to say good day to them. We have in the last 12 months come a long way. If you look at where we were 12 months ago and compare it with where we are now, yeah, there's a lot of progress that's been made. Now there's a lot more to do, but if a strong rollout of shareholders, all who appeared to be pretty happy, nobody was throwing rotten apples at me, I guess is an indication that there at least is a group of shareholders who like what's happening right now.
Could you summarise in just a sentence or two or a paragraph or two what you discussed in the AGM this morning?
We went through the normal formal parts of the AGM where I got re-elected as a director, for example, and Richard Brady, our exploration guy who was appointed, was confirmed by shareholders as a director, and then refreshing capital and all the normal things and re-electing auditors. All that happened, and that's the standard stuff that one must do at an AGM every year. We then had the opportunity, because there were a number of investors here, to do a presentation to those investors, invite them to ask questions, and we had a few. Yeah, it was a positive experience, and I think they were all pretty happy with the outcome. Good.
Well, for the benefit of the shareholders that couldn't make it, some people have sent in some questions for me to put to you.
Yeah, go.
So I'd like to ask first of all, with the recent news about Bonya, does this alter the finance negotiations at all?
Technically, possibly no, because Molly Hill without Bonya is, in our view, more than financeable in its own right. But if the things that are happening at Bonya are demonstrably improving the mine life and the potential scale at Bonya, obviously that can't hurt. Okay, good. Okay, so will the drilling costs at Bonya be shared with Arafura? And if not, does the percentage holding change? Arafura, in formal discussions, have said that they, at this stage, intend to contribute to at least the first drilling program. Now, we have loosely costed the first drilling program, although we don't have quotes just yet, at about $500,000 Aussie. And the equity in this is 60% Arafura, 40% us. So if that is the case, they'll contribute $300,000 of that $500,000 program. I'm not sure if they will continue to contribute in the long term. They have not yet advised of their intentions, and to some extent I suspect it might be results related. But certainly for the first drilling program they're going to continue. After that, if they elect not to, there are normal dilution provisions in the joint venture where we would increase our equity and they would reduce.
So they would be diluted out?
Diluted down.
Diluted down, okay. Are the new projects that you spoke of earlier being considered, or have they failed?
We've always got two or three that we're doing tyre kicking on, for want of a better way of putting it. We thought we were quite close to one some weeks ago that has been put on the back burner for a short period. That may come back, but there are certainly two others that we are looking at. They may not mature, but one of them in particular we certainly very much like the look of. It will take a little bit of time before we're ready to actually commit to it and tell the market about it. But you know, we have spent some time over the last year or so on a number of projects. One, we spent 8 months looking at it, and before we walked away, having spent maybe $50,000 or $60,000, which is a relatively modest amount, I know. on assessing and crawling all over the ground in the data. We have to do this sort of work before we commit, because when you do make a commitment on a project, it's going to be a project that we believe has both merit and scale, and therefore we've got to make sure the ducks are lined up before we actually commit to it and tell the market that we have.
Okay, so in short, some are still going and some are still brewing.
Yeah, some are still in the pipeline. One on hold, may come back, may fall off. Okay. It's too early to tell. Okay. But there are a couple that we certainly like the look of, and we are continuing to work on.
Okay, and just as a general feel for the activities going on with the company at the minute, how do you feel at the moment about Thor and the company?
Mark, I'm naturally an enthusiastic sort of bloke. If I wasn't enthusiastic about what we were doing at Thor, I'd go and do something else. Or more to the point, if I wasn't enthusiastic, shareholders would notice that and try and get rid of me. Right now, I think Thor's in a good place. There's lots to do, but I'm really enjoying the excitement that's building as we move towards financing and development of Molly Hill. I'm really enjoying the excitement about what we're doing with our other projects. Thor's on a very good trajectory right now, and I'm tremendously excited about being part of the ride. Okay, good. And have we got some news before the end of the year, do you think, to come out? There are a couple of more pieces of activity going on where there will be some news flow. Perhaps I shouldn't allude to what they might be at this stage, but you haven't seen the last RNS from Thor for the year just yet. Okay, well, Mick, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you. Nice to meet you.